Okay, I thought I would post something that might help someone out. I have had an absolute nightmare getting the roll pin out of the inner splines of this U-joint that connects to the front CV of a 2004 Polaris 500 high output Sportsman. So on the oil side, which is you got your oil reservoir right here. All you need to do is unhook the vent at the back of the oil pan. I don't know which oil reservoir, engine oil. And then take the two screws that hold it out right here and then one down here. And then lift it up and out, drop it out of the way. And you must have, I tried everything in the world to beat this out. But you need to get an air hammer. And then I'm running at 80 PSI. This is an old Mastercraft. And I went to Harbor Freight and got the long punch kit. $70 for the punch kit for 5 punches. Pretty high, but they're made in USA and they're really good steel. What you do, you get this back in here since you've removed your oil reservoir. And you come in here with this is the smallest, I believe it's the smallest punch in the kit. And you angle that. It's a little bit turned to the left too far now. But the first thing you want to do is grind this off. I used a die grinder, and I ground all this off dead flat. Excuse me, I'm still recovering from an illness. But you just get this in, and once you have it flat, you just start wailing on it. And I used a bunch of lube, and you can spray in some air duster too if you want to think you can cool the pin down a little bit. That's always a good idea. I didn't do it. But a lot of lubrication with PB Blaster and whatever, and then you just drive this thing home. And I'll give you a different angle so I can show you what it looked like. All right, so here's what this looked like. After I ground it flat and I give myself a good surface. And it took some time. It wasn't really simple. And I had to actually grind on the end of my punch from the air hammer just to keep it. You didn't want it mushroomed out, so keep it straight and nice and true and cylindrical. And then you just work on it, and it'll, let me give you a little air here, and it'll, I'm kind of in a bind here. There we go. There you go. So yeah, this is what it looks like. And you'll just work on it and you'll keep going and it'll push through and it'll push that pin out. And it was an absolute nightmare. I tried to drill it out. I broke 4 drill bits. I was just going to progressively go up in drill bits, but the roll pin is tempered steel and it has a certain kind of hardness to it. So that was a no-go. And especially with Harbor Freight, I was trying to use hex shank on a right angle adapter for right here. I was trying to use this, so forget that. Broke a bunch of hex bits. They're just not. You just can't do it. And I hope that helps someone. Huge pain. The other side won't be quite as difficult because I don't have to work around the oil reservoir. Thanks for watching. And if there is a positive to all that air hammering and all the time spent, the rest should become loose and you should be able to pull that right off. Some of the PB Blaster even managed to make it to the splines, so that's good. Oh, and a quick note too, be careful what you order for these 2004 Polaris Sportsman 500 high outputs. Some have inner splines here, and I ordered the wrong ones I got. So if you call this a female, I ordered the male splines. And if it has a push pin, or a roll pin they call it, you must get the inner splines. So I've got a return to make, and I made a new order for the correct one. This U-joint is real tight, and this one's not, but in the other direction it's pretty gummy and pretty tight. And the CV boots had been torn out for so long, I didn't see a good reason to want to try to re-grease and reboot these. Just, you can't get all the grease out anyway. It's really difficult. And you just leave a bunch of grit and rocks and gravel road in it, and that's not a good idea. For $120, I mean, they make really good aftermarkets, and that's what I'm gonna do.